porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough.
It's
gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
All right. This is a nice fucking beat. It is. Yeah. Woo! We're jamming out together. Yes, we are. I really hope that you guys can't hear the controller too well. I actually just made a microphone stand, so that way you won't hear it as much, that and the clicking.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
Fucking ring girl's gonna pop up and be all
for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture.
Whatever else.
And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison.
Yes,
he's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else.
And what will it be?
Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Version 2. It's empty. It's not empty? One furniture ought to go in the center of the room. How about a refrigerator? It'll really tie the whole room together. Oh man, why won't you put my refrigerator? Okay, now what along the wall? Let's put a gigantic picture of a horse. Close enough, man. I think we should light up this room a bit. How about a skylight? Yes, we'll really make this place seem more open to the world around us. Or a lamp. I get it. Lamps are cool. And a table. You need a table. I already have a table. But tables were invented in 1935. Did you know that? I don't think they were. I think they're much, much older. But did you know that? Oh. Oh, it's a lot of furniture.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Sneaking into the furniture is where I'm sneaking in. Oh my god, I actually...
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Yeah? Hello? Please walk forward. This guide will enable you to escape from any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click the table. Boom! Good. Go touch the photo and turn it a little bit. Bam! Now turn the floor lamp on this room off and then turn it back on. Kaboom! Now go to the left side sofa. Move it over a little bit. That sofa? Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Got it. Those are the steps. So I guess you're gonna say this is like his thoughts on the whole, like those fake self-help books. They give you a bunch of useless advice like, oh, sit down, drink tea and eat chocolate and ignore everything for a week and a half while you only accrue more clutter and make your life feel more cluttered and miserable. That will help everything. Is this his take on that? On how like it doesn't really help you out? Is that what you're gonna say?
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Oh, I see.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well.
Oh,
and then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
I'm free!
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more
Not
of these.
really free.
I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea.
I'm in the well again. Now the well is the prison.
Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person
Let me escape table.
unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral.
Maybe
so
this was his way of working
going and going.
He just had to draw it out there.
And then he hits on something.
Like how some artists draw out like how it feels to be
done.
depressed.
He stops making prisons. This is the very last version
I'm
of the
sorry I
prison
keep
game
like
that he
sympathizing
created.
with just Coda
and
and
the
not
reason
the
I
narrator.
think it works is
I know
that
it's
the
kind of the
prison
opposite
is
of what it
not
wants me to do.
actually in it.
But I do kind of get it, because I know before I actually started putting any videos up, I used to make videos for like almost a year before I actually put anything up, just for myself, just because I liked to make them. And eventually I was like, yeah, maybe I should just put these up. And yeah, that worked out great. Now I'm making better stuff, and more people are watching it, and everything's just lovely. Morpheus? Hello? Who is this? Who's this? I'm you from after you escaped the prison. That's who I am. You're me? Yes? Oh, man. So you were trapped in the prison too? I was. I was in...
It's a conversation.
I was in the escape
And so
tutorial.
this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
Yeah. That's where I am right now.
But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still
What's it
talking
like
to
escape?
yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
None of these would really work if the prison is actually a metaphor for, you know, working through some big issue in your life. But I guess this one's kind of the closest. You're feeling different. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It does change. It does change. It's like you're still you, but you're not you. You know, you're. I fucking hit the wall. Yeah, age just kind of does that, you know? It's like you get older, you learn things, you become wise. Wisdom builds you up, man. If you're me, then how did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I'm the first person to call back, I think. I'm the first person to stop to help out my fellow mans. That being Coda. Maybe you can tell me how to get out. Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out of your personal prison, you just gotta be sincere with yourself. You know, you gotta be honest about how you feel and what's going on with you, and then work through it. How does that work? This is a good question. You can't really get how it works until you do it, and then you realize why it works. It's like. You gotta figure out. That's exactly it. What is it that's prisoning you?
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison game.
Very abstract answers.
After all of the obsession and frustration,
question.
just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. It would be just lovely. It would be just
So what
lovely.
would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Oh, I have no idea, but I guess you're gonna show me right now. Damn, this is a nicely made valley.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
But this is like a light transitional space right here, see? It's bright. It's a fireplace. It's not on. It's not on. Hello there. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Though I might be having to clean this entire house by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Wow.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous
home
games,
loners.
including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from
Something
this
tells
point
me
on.
you're gonna be fun.
From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work.
I'm trying to read
this
these
particular
things
game took 2
for the
months to
people who are
create as a
illiterate
result.
watching this gameplay. So you want me to help clean? I will help you clean. Random face dude. Much nicer. Would you run to the bedroom, make the bed? I will do this for you. So I guess this is him, like, finding joy in everyday life. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug? Okay. All the little details matter. So how did you end up doing this job? A friend dragged me along at a time when I was really desperate for cash. Turns out I'd never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, but speaking of demons, someone's pulled this couch in a mess. So I guess that's how he started making games. A friend of his was like, you should get into this, and... Okay. Oh no, that's a big cup of oil just all over the table. Disgusting. Feel compelled to share a cheesy person's life. Wow, make it as cheesy as you possibly can. I will understand completely. Yeah? No, stupid, sorry, never mind. Okay, I understand. You tell me when you're ready, buddy. You tell me when you're ready. I'll wash your dishes for you. There you go, boom. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. God damn. There we go. How's that? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Could you put the books back on the bookshelf? Sure. It's just like playing Detroit Become Human. You guys remember Detroit Become Human? I like that game. It was nice. Really horrible Oh, okay. I was gonna say really horrible analogy for
this house cleaning level almost feels like
the
cleansing.
Singularity would actually be there.
It's
be
the
like,
moment
whatever.
after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you.
Yeah.
And eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Yeah, this is like him compartmentalizing what happened to him. I cannot speak for some reason. How do you do it? It's so hard. Darling, let me tell you something. Yeah? The house is only as difficult to clean as you are. Wow. If you're finding the work hard, maybe you have a bit of house cleaning to do before you come to work. Ha! Here I go with another lecture, of course. Well, that's a good point.
I know that Coda really liked this game.
You know?
Of all his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Yeah, earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was gonna say that it occurs to me that one's house is all like one's soul. If you take care of it, it takes care of you. Yeah. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there is some truth to it. Yes. You know, you gotta learn to deal with the messy shit before you can enjoy the good shit. Otherwise, you just get bogged down with messy shit. Deep. That's hot. That's hot. Books! Thanks. Oh, goodness. The pillows over on the couch are a real mess. Boom!
I'm glad he found some peace.
Genius. Yeah, he did get some peace. Question, yeah? What's up, man?
But,
do you
of
enjoy
course,
this?
It can't last. The
Hey,
music
come back!
stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
Yeah, my friend
Again,
just fucking
you can't stay
his way
in the
through
dark
door.
space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I guess that's true. You can't just, like, become content with something horrible and then with all the messy shit that's gone down and then just sit like that. You know, you gotta... life is about change, you know, whether you want it or not. That's hot. Sorry.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right?
Yeah.
That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
I get
I
the
really
analogy.
thought that was the point of it.
But still, from Coda's perspective, maybe it's different, you know? Like, this is all from your perspective.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Yeah. Why did you come here today? Why did I come here? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Make your relationships more meaningful? Maybe all of the above. Maybe you came here to become perfect. Wow! Wow, Professor. This workshop is going to teach you how to become perfect. I want your friends, people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. If I don't swallow, I'm going to choke. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? I had so much spit in my mouth, I was going to die. Who do you know is so well developed as a person that they can make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. Wow. And the question is, not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This is easy. This is a lot of fucking words. It's so easy. It is so
About halfway through
so
the game,
easy.
the perspective shifts.
Effortless. Boom. I'm the fucking professor, right? Yeah. That's a big fucking eyeball. I had a lot of fucking spit in my mouth. If I hadn't swallowed, it would have just
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
You can't achieve it without
and
effort.
also you can move around the classroom.
Oh, but it's because these are his fears, you know? His fears that he might not be putting into society, and he didn't follow his dreams. So now he's like, this is the easy path. You walk the easy path, and then it's easy. But it's not. It gets boring, and there's no point to it, right? Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, it's not the right answer. No. If it isn't enjoyable, it's not the right answer. If you can't find meaning in your work, there's no point. Yes, if you're torturing yourself, then you're not doing it right. You've got to learn to be satisfied with the journey of finding it. Developing a cyst. That is disgusting. Now then. Now, just kidding. Just kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke. Holy shit, you guys! There's something coming out of the back of the room. It's a fucking black hole. Run! Run! Everybody run! Ah!
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Oh, and look, now the lamp is
assume that some other person
I don't know if that was there
perfect
earlier, but it's there
and
now.
totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
I don't think I've ever thought about anybody
about this
that way
game
in
a
my
lot
life.
these days.
But, you know, I get that. You know, you find someone you look up to, and you might ignore some of their flaws. I've done that. Never
This
to that
one took a
extent,
lot
but I've
longer
done
than all the others for Coda to make.
Very wise.
It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
that. So I guess this was something very important to him? Boop. Okay. Well, that was pointless to walk up. Ah, fuck! The performance is beginning. Places, please. I will tell you all a story about love, about me, about a gathering of professionals. I will begin leaning on this wall. Oh, how dramatic this wall lean is. There's a woman in a chair across the room. She's a professional photographer of animals, and it's my dream to do that as well. So this is my one chance to learn from her and to succeed. And now I shall say something to her to know what it's like. Hello, I said, beginning a conversation. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You're right, director man, but it begins a conversation. You need to be a human being. Now do it again. Okay, I got this. Listen. I'm very afraid of you, lady, because you're so wise and successful, but that's not what I said to her at all. Oh no. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted, and I was confident. For some reason, in that one moment, I was confident. Maybe you need a better feel of the thing. There was a lot of people around us. Oh, props! Wow. Wow, they're musical. You must have worked very hard to get to where you are, lady. You're messing it up again! Wow, director, maybe this is just how life works. You don't understand life. You don't understand how important this was for me. I'll never get another opportunity like this. Everything was riding on this. Aw, man. I bet he had someone he looked up to, and it just didn't work out. Maybe that's what he's trying to convey, at least. What it's like to look up to somebody, and you try to talk to them, and they're like, nah, man. Nah. Well, I guess that gate's closed, but look, I have a lamp. So, fuck you too, man. What's back here? I feel like I'm walking down the shuttle area in No Man's... Oh yes, now this is weird.
The game ends with this eerie
like.
premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
Let me out of here, you
The
scum!
solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success,
I guess
the
so.
answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself.
I
To
guess
be honest,
that's...
I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game.
What's that?
It looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Safety, bitch. Oh, okay. Okay.
But
okay.
what can you do?
That was the end of the level.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Damn. That's a while. So, alright, I guess that. Mobius Trip. To play this game properly, you need to keep your eyes closed. Okay. I'm closing my eyes. All of you have to close your eyes too. Oh. Help, I'm blind! Okay, open your eyes. You have to open your eyes. My vision suddenly went black. To the giant door, my vision went black. I don't know why. It happened to me too. Please don't let this be forever. Oh no, it's the Whisper Engine! No! A door! Am I gonna be killed by a giant door? No! Guess we all... Wait.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
Oh, we have to solve
something? And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, I see. There's a way out on the side, right? Yes! Aha! The only way to stop is by speaking something that is honest. I'm bursting with creative energy! Oh, okay. I really don't want to do a cut anywhere, so I gotta figure it out, okay? We gotta work together. Okay. I can't keep making these! Oh, okay. I thought I'd already said that one. Oh. Oh, no.
Like I said, I was getting concerned.
Oh.
First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from?
Keep talking.
But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him.
Yeah.
Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like,
I can't figure out
how
to
sometimes
say
a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time. It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Aww. So he was doing this for self-expression, but then he started thinking that he had to make them better for you. So he started lying about the way he was making games.
His games are going to get more desperate.
And he started to hate making them.
After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I'm not a professional. It's just what I assume from the way... I really hope the mouse isn't showing up on the screen. If it is, I'm going to be very upset. Alright. Hello? Hello? Oh, I'm in nature. Where did this island come from? It's beautiful. It's my little tree. This guy. Oh, look, another one! Wow. More islands. Is that a person? How lovely. Where? Oh, someone's talking to me. What's wrong? You look lost. I am lost, stranger, who I can't see anywhere. He feels empty. Oh, no. But now he's trying to express this feeling of despair. What happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me. Oh, so the Whisper Engine thing... Okay, I get it. It was like, it was actually his way of kind of being forward. I get what you're trying to say here, Davidi. I think, by the way, that Coda isn't a real person and that it's actually the developer of the game who made this, you know. What, you're looking for a machine? I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stops. Yeah. That is how it works. You gotta understand why you're not happy with what you're doing anymore.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even.
Yeah.
And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why?
Yeah.
What is it for?
Sorry, just thumbnail. I guess it's just... It's
from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone.
I've solved this puzzle before!
Not releasing them onto the internet. And so, he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh. I guess. Okay, now you have to close the door. And now you press this switch on the inside of the door. Beep bop, motherfucker. Yes. It was so simple, it was.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, right? You have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, here we are. These are just the words. There's no machine here. Trust me, you'll see. It's crying in reverse, but you have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Oh, but it's not. You're just making it worse, see? That feels wonderful. Why did I feel so awful when I said this? This is a question. Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. What if I just leave? Oh, I can't leave. I'm constantly enthusiastic. There's never, but there is. It's how it works, you know. Even with making videos, I get tired.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it.
It's just a simple solution. Damn.
It's like video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create.
Yeah.
For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Maybe, I don't know, it feels like his like need to act for you is kind of what made it worse.
This is what I felt at the time.
Game developer guy.
I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Oh, look, there's someone crying. Oh,
but it didn't stop. After finishing this one,
still.
Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Oh. And this was in 2011, and that's when he stopped making games, right? I think so. I don't know. The machine. Hello there, guard. Madam, glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. I intend to be quick. Very good. Yes, guard. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, you should know about the machine. It's called Coda. So I'm guessing Coda isn't real. It's actually the developer's like persona, like his feeling about himself. You will not get to see the machine or his process. You shall shut the fuck up and I shall walk through. You damn press. Hello there, machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped, Coda. You stopped feeding us, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Oh, so this is like the outside pressure on Coda, you know? Yeah, you need to apologize to all those people for not being what they want you to be. And for instead being, you know, yourself. I have seen what you fear, Coda. It is a dish. A dirty dish. And I shall speak to them for you, Coda. Oh no. But it won't even be true. Oh, it's a dystopia. My friends in the media, it falls on me to deliver bad news. Horrible news. The machine will not apologize to us for what it has done. So we need to find a way to live without it. We do not need games. We can just live on our own, you know? We'll destroy the machine! And that's a bad part. I kind of understood the first part of it, but now... Oh, and now I'm back on stage. Is it gonna blast me with light again? Okay, I have the gun. Oh. Oh! Oh! It's like his like feeling that I'll make sure your work dies here. It's like his feeling of not really wanting recognition, but also, you know, needing it if he wants to actually. Isn't that what you're scared of? Having to live without your precious creation and deal with yourself?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people.
That's the opposite
to get
of what
some
he
actual
needed, though.
feedback on his games.
What he
It
needed
might
was
get
less
him out of
feedback,
isolation.
because that's what put him in this situation to begin with. He needed to find another outlet.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realized that I could be the one to initiate it.
Oh, no.
Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for it?
No,
if he
but he
could
wasn't
see the
ready.
difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
But it was because he was doing this as an outlet, and then he started making it all about you, and now you're making it all about you. That's the issue. Don't. And this is him like destroying it all because he didn't make any of this for himself. He made all of this for you. And that's what it seems like, you know.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games.
Yeah.
I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games.
Yeah.
You know, the point of it all is just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work.
Oh,
there was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Door. Oh. But that's the opposite of what he needed. He needed to stop because he didn't like what he was making anymore. Oh. Put down your weapon. You can't own me, machine. Is it just to shoot it? Oh, okay.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
I get
It's
it.
the thing that I always feel like I need.
Yeah.
To be told that my work is good. That I am good.
But
when someone
make
really
anything
connects
for
with a
you,
thing that I've
just,
made,
you
when
know.
they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy.
It's gonna
beautiful.
go really, really badly,
Beautiful.
though. It's not what... Oh. Oh.
So anyway,
I guess.
Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while.
Yeah?
So this is June of 2011.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and
Yeah.
it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Oh.
This one is called The Tower. And to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Oh, he's gonna fucking
So
put you
let's
on
take a
blast, man. He's gonna be like... He's gonna say some words, man. The Tower. By the way, if this is the second episode, because I had to break it up so that way I could actually upload it.
And this is where I have trouble
welcome.
saying anything meaningful about Coda's work.
Maybe I'll make it
Because
all
more
one
than
episode.
anything
Maybe
else,
I'll like
the tower
figure out a way.
just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world.
It looks big.
It's a very cold game.
It's like a very grand area, you know? It's like this is the big thing. I think this area is the only one that was actually made for the guy narrating, you know? Because that's like you're him and this is Coda. And you're going in and you're seeing his work and you're acting like it's your place now. but it's
This room
giant.
actually has a maze in it.
Does it? Ah, fuck! What the?
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this
Jesus
awful
fucking
flashing
Christ.
and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
Oh.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press the use key on your gamepad, and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Okay, thank you. Oh man. So I guess, yeah. Now I'm trying to read into it, and I've been saying that that's like
And
what
to
the
be
issue
fair,
was.
it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever.
Yeah?
I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
Oh.
But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
I guess it's that you don't always know when you're walking into something bad, or when you're doing something bad, or whatever. I don't know. Don't ask me.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh, okay. It's a 1. 6. Really shouldn't have fucked around with this thing. And boosh. Oh. Moving fucking staircase. Damn. He's really changed his element style. Be more creative. Wowzers. Alright, so let's hop down here. Womp. Cool!
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
I think it's
and it's scary for me. The idea of Coda cutting himself
I don't
off
think this one's
entirely,
about Coda. I
just
think this
saying,
one's about the game
that's
developer
it.
guy.
That's the end of the conversation.
You know?
Not giving me any way to fix the problem.
It's saying that, like, you know,
I feel like a failure, I guess.
by forcing your way through every part of the
the
game,
problem.
it becomes worse and worse. When
But I
you're
can
not
open this door for
experiencing
you,
it the
so
way that he
let me do
made
that.
it to be for himself. That makes any sense.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game?
I mean, no.
I don't know why I
think
wouldn't
that
be. It's not like
not understanding this
everything
game is
needs
the
to
reason
have
why
a
you made it,
solution.
you know?
But I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time.
Yeah?
And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I
What a
don't
Wonderful
know this
World?
person.
Oh.
I have no idea who this person is.
Oh.
It wasn't the guy I knew. It wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years, I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for.
Yeah.
I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Oh, the ones on the wall? I saw that. I just thought it was like an artistic thing. Maybe that's all they were, though. You know, just fun. And you took it and made it to this weird message about self.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Oh,
It was
man.
that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
I'm sorry I keep saying, I just, you know, I don't know.
Where did I screw up?
Maybe I'm wrong about it, because I'm still pretty sure that Coda doesn't actually exist, and this is like a game just about like the idea of him, of Coda, of like this creating thing. But you know, still. Yeah, there it is. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Aww.
It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
Aww. Poor guy, he didn't know. But yeah, that's what I thought it was. Aww.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt...
Yeah.
It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Yeah. I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. Ooh. You so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere.
They treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say.
Oh.
Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally.
If there was an answer,
while I had that,
would it make
I
you any
liked
happier?
myself.
Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give and violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games and adding lampposts to them? So the lampposts were like a metaphorical goal at the end of it that he was the only one who actually cared about, the narrator guy. Would you simply let them be?
And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
When I'm around
Nothing.
you, I feel physically
Less than
ill.
nothing.
Damn. You desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally don't have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I'm frustrated or broken says a lot more about you than it does about me. Damn! Coda, you're fucking unloading. I realize this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing that you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
Aww. And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Aww. Oh.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry.
Aww.
I know I screwed up.
But he's doing
If
exactly
I apologize to you, truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. Aww. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry.
Are the walls
I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Oh, damn. It's 'cause, yeah, you know? It's like, yeah. I don't got words to say. Epilogue. No. A lot of lamps. Oh, it's a train station. With even more lamps.
More more.
More.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more.
Yeah.
It's like a disease.
Yeah, you're not satisfied with just having fun or just making things. So you tried to, like, force meaning into these games that were just for fun. You know?
Solution.
Oh. Damn, train. That was cool. This is the...
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games,
Yeah?
maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
Oh.
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Yeah. Because that's what it really is, you know? It's not like this constant whatever that he was making it into. It's just having fun and doing something that he cared about. And then you ruined it for him, Davey!
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop.
Yeah?
Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Nah, Davey, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. I get the purpose and meaning behind all this. A lot of sand. So this area, I think, was made by the narrator guy. Just saying. Oh, and now we are in the next area. A cave. Full of pillars and obelisks. Wandering through the cave.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation,
Yeah.
what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable.
What do you mean?
I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I get that that's like the message of the game. It's like, you know, you gotta find happiness in other things. Yeah, because you do, you know? If the only thing you care about is what other people think about of you, it's just, it doesn't make any sense.
What now?
You know, it just ruins everything for you. Like, when you're making games, or whatever it is that you make, you only really have to care about what other people think to the extent of...
I think I need to go.
Of, like, making money off of it.
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I have a lot that I need to make up for. And
Yeah.
so I'm
To learn from.
just gonna...
Gonna go? Oh,
Okay.
now we're without the narrator. Wow. But yeah, it's like, you know, you only really have to care about that to the extent of the paycheck. In reality, you're making things because you care about what you're making. And once you finish making something, whether or not you keep going on it just depends on whether or not it's actually finished. If in your mind it's done for good, then you stop making things for it. And, you know, you either just let it go or you put it up and let other people see it or whatever. I don't know. Just thoughts. But if you just... I don't know. Let's jump down this hole. I'll stop talking. Oh, we're on an elevator. Alright, let's start talking again. I don't know. You know, it's like... If you're making something... It's important. It usually becomes important to you. Especially if you have to put a lot of effort into it. I know that's at least how I am, and based on how the game treats this Coda person, it's how he is too, you know? He made things because he just likes making things. It's important to him. And if he put it out there, it was just so he could make money off of it, so that way he could keep on making things, because he loved doing that. You know, he loved creating things. And then Davey turned it into, or Davey, and it was his actual name now, so I should probably stop calling him Davey. Took it and turned it into like this obscure message that of like this depressed, sad artist guy, when in reality he was fine. He just liked making things. You know? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Is that the Whisper Engine over there? Am I going to walk into it and it's going to show me like a bunch of different mazes and things? That would be pretty cool. But yeah. And I do kind of sympathize with it as well because, like I said, when I first started making videos, I didn't put anything up for like so damn long. And I only really started doing it because I was putting so much time into things after a while. Like back then it was only like 2 or 3 hours, but still, that was every day. Now it's like it's like 11 or 12, but it just took up more and more time, and I realized that if I wanted to keep on doing that, and it would keep on taking up more time, then I would have to put it somewhere. And then if it ever actually, you know, became successful, that'd be cool, and if not, then whatever, I just needed it to go, I don't know, somewhere, you know? Yeah. Oh. Are the credits? Oh. Oh, it's a maze. It's an infinite maze. And now the sky is all perfectly put together. It's beautiful. And I came from that part of the maze. Wow. That's it. That's it, you know? It's like, yeah. Made because it's fun to make things, not because it's necessarily this big thing. Yeah. That was interesting. I don't know. It's like I kind of sympathize with the guy who made it, with the developer and all, and then on another hand, I'm also kind of like, turn back. For R. So I guess R is the actual person he had a falling out with that, you know, he based Coda off of for this story. Said, let me prove that I'm brave. Or maybe just someone who died, I don't know. This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. Them. But the cave goes for miles. So tired. Additional thanks to these people. But I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back. Alright, yep, that's it. That's the whole game. I was considering putting this out into 2 parts. Well, that is gonna do it for this episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe and share. And whatever else you want to do. If you don't want to do any of that, then okay, don't do any of that. It's your choice. Alright, thanks once again, and good night.